Hey y'all, the title today, and this is actually an example of how God worked too. The title today is it's from um, it's from a mistake I made, but it's a mistake God's gonna use for good as He often does. I I've heard this a few times in my app, and to the point where I thought it was biblical, cause the title is sounds biblical enough. Well, this sounded biblical enough to me. I was convinced there was something in Scripture where Christ said, "Be in the world, but not of the world," and technically, you could make that case, I guess, in a few verses, but not verbatim. And if it's not verbatim, then there's more digging that you have to do. Turn with me to John 15. What I was gonna say too, that's why it's read scripture yourself. I mean, don't deter it secondhand or even if it's from a past or even third hand. I mean, there's no better remedy and no better disinfectant, no better truth than just reading scripture for yourself. Now, it's your choice whether you want to apply that, of course, but you'd you'd still be getting scripture straight from the source, straight from the mouth of God, straight from the man who he orchestrated to bring it forth. But John, John 15, 18 through 20. Again, that John 15, 18 through 20. If the world hate you, know that it has hated me before it hated you. These are the words of Jesus, by the way. If you were of the world, if you were of the world would give its own. Yet because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. Remember the word that I said to you, a servant is not greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they kept my word, basically, if you're doing this whole Christianity thing right, so to speak, and you're living for Christ as He said, as He modeled for you, and and He's as He said to carry out His command, then you'll be hated because you're not of the world. You're either set you're either set upon something greater. You don't have to turn to me, but if you want to, that's fine. I'll be in Matthew 6:19 too. Do again that's Matthew 6:19 if you want to turn excuse me. Do not thank do not store for yourself treasures in heaven. Oh no. Do not store for yourself treasures on earth. Where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store for yourself treasures in heaven, where moth and vermin do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, their heart will be also. So basically, what you put your time into, there's another verse in scripture that Jesus did say a man cannot serve two masters. So basically, what you put your time in, your heart will be found on the day of judgment more than anything. So it sounds, with both of those words taken together, it sounds like it should be easier because you're not of the world. You're out of the world anyway. The first verse we talked about said as much from Jesus himself. So it sounds like it should be easier to just kind of kind of bury our heads in the sand and all that. Well, no, that may sound easier, but it's not going to be. Turn back again to turn back again to John 15. John 15:18. Let's read this more carefully and let's pause and really think about it. If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. If you are of the world would be of its own. Yet because you are not of the world, I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. Remember the word that I said to you. Well, just stop at verse 19. We see, if we look at it, that it's not that like what I act, it's not really gonna matter if we bury our heads in the sand and if we try to go with the popular narrative and stomach waves, everything so to speak, but still live for Christ. First of all, that's impossible to do. If you're truly living for Christ, there's gonna be something about your life that'll stand out for Him, if not your entire life. But we see that it doesn't matter if you bury it in sand, if you try to avoid trouble, avoid conflict. I mean, you will be hated for the name of Christ. That's just how it's gonna be. Now for my money, and listen and watch how I say this, because I'm gonna say this very intentionally. For my money, you can't separate Christianity and politics. But again, listen how I said that very intentionally. Christianity and politics. But Christianity should always flow into politics. Because if you try to jam politics into Jesus Christ and make it fit whatever narrative, whatever unholy narrative outside the gospel, then you'll say, then you end up with those people who say, oh, God is just love, God is not judgment, do not judge, and God is just love and all that. When they're missing when they're missing the point of who Christ is, how Christ came. Now I don't believe I don't believe that demons are Ariana. There's a difference between between someone who's demon possessed, someone who's got who's got a little bit of demon in them, and that's not. And when I say demon possessed, that's not that's not really bringing to mind some some of the Jesus, some of the demon possessions from Jesus' day, where they'd be thrashing around, talking in a scary demonic voice and everything. That that could be that could very well be the case, but sometimes